What's up guys, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video, and today we are going to do essentially a team build and battle, but without battling, so it's pretty much just team building, but it's going to be a lot more than just team building one team, and we're not going to be going in depth on any team. We're just going to be looking at a lot of potential cores and potential Pokemon that are going to be, used on a lot of cores in VGC 2020 Series 6 with the new ban list implemented. Now, if you don't know about what just happened today, then I will link the Cerebi link down below, and I'll also go ahead and link my video to it right up there right above me, right there in the top. That you can click on. There was a ban list implemented today. Now, if you don't know exactly what that entails, essentially it is the top 10 Pokemon from both singles and VGC are all banned. 16 Pokemon in total are now banned for the foreseeable future of the next 2 months. Now, they might change it. They might lift that ban as we move on to after the Crown Tundra, but then we are going to be, going back into a restricted format in which you are allowed to play the legendaries that are now going to be introduced, but only 2 at a time. So we'll have a lot of new Pokemon and a lot of returning Pokemon at that time. So it's going to be a very different, but we're going to be looking at for the next 2 months before that happens. So what got banned? We'll start with what got banned. So I have a little graphic here. It's going to be these 16 Pokemon that got banned. So Rillaboom, Togekiss, Cinderace, Incineroar, all huge Pokemon. We have Indeedee, male and female, it's both forms, it's just Indeedee in general. Tyranitar, Whimsicott, Torkoal, Dragapult, Venusaur, Porygon 2, Mimikyu, Gyarados, Hippowdon, Excadrill, and Magnezone. Now, 16 huge Pokemon. Now, of course, a couple of these are not going to be super impactful for VGC, but do matter. Things like Mimikyu, Gyarados, Hippowdon, Magnezone, mostly being due to singles. The things, all the other Pokemon on the screen mostly being due to VGC. Of course, some will overlap. Things like Cinderace overlap, Incineroar probably, Rillaboom. A lot of these Pokemon do overlap in singles and doubles being top users, but this is what we are not allowed to play. So let's look at some cores and just general thinking for some Pokemon here. Things that we think are going to be good. So, I have a lot of ideas for Pokemon. This is all I've been thinking about all day. It's 3 o'clock now. I did this video I did my first video at like 9:30 when I woke up on it. So, yeah, we've done some thinking. And there's a lot of really good Pokemon still. A lot of very, very strong Pokemon. So let's talk about it. So some cores that I think are going to be good. Rain is something that I think is going to be really good, of course. We still have Politoed. Still have Kingdra. We still have, Ludicolo. We still have the bird, Pelipper, if you want to use Pelipper instead. Since it has Tailwind, that's like something over Politoed that it gets, but Politoed gets, it offers more bulk in general, which is good. And also offers pretty good, coverage. We have Scald, of course, so does Pelipper. Actually, it doesn't have really any more coverage. It has bulk, essentially. It also has Parasong, which is, definitely interesting, especially since we have things like Gothitelle that can still trap. Not Gothita. Gothitelle can still trap, like Wrap and Trap, and he can still trap, which is very good with, Shadow Tag, of course. So, that could be, a baby core. It also sets Trick Room, which is good. Politoed likes Trick Room, of course. You could put other Pokemon on Trick Room team. Things like Alolan Marowak has good synergy with that. It has Trick Room, is really good under Trick Room, and has Lightning Rod to protect your water boys. That is a good core. That is definitely there. That is a good core. We have Politoed, Kingdra, Ludicolo, Pelipper, Gothitelle, Marowak. Obviously not going to play all these Pokemon. You're probably going to pick 2 of these 4, being, one Politoed and one Politoed or Pelipper, and then one of these 2 or both. Because, they both have things that the other doesn't. This has Fake Out, which is very good. Of course, we have really good things like Energy Ball, like Giga Drain, damage dealing, and then Kingdra, of course, has Max Wormwind in the form of Draco Meteor or something like that. We also have Hurricane, with this Pokemon becoming Max Airstream. So, of course, both these Pokemon, all 4 of these have a lot of power behind it, and you can make pretty generalized teams with this stuff. Maybe something, Politoed, Kingdra, maybe not Gothitelle, So maybe something, you know, a good core for rain to start off. Maybe Politoed, Kingdra, Marowak. We have Dusclops is a great Trick Room setter still. You know, or Gothitelle if you want to go for a little bit of a Perish Trap engine. You know, a lot of really good stuff. Ferrothorn likes this a lot. Ferrothorn really likes the rain coverage, so it only takes half damage, which is neutral, super effective damage from fire, which is very good. We have a lot of fire threats still alive. Things like Charizard, good under Gmax or non-Gmax. You know, we lose Cinderace, of course, but we still have a lot of really good Pokemon. We lose Incineroar, but we still have Arcanine. So there's still a lot of really good fire type going around, you know, of course. So Ferrothorn likes that. Ferrothorn likes this as well, you know, being able to set Trick Room. So that's very good as well. So, you know, this is a pretty solid starting core for these for a rain team. So that's pretty cool. So let's talk about a different team. So I made a new folder for Series 6 because why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? And I need to make more folders on here instead of just having a cluster of teams. Anyway, new team and folder. Let's make another VGC 2020 core. So the next core that I really wanted to look at is Colossal. I think Colossal is a very, very strong core starting out. We still have Weavile. Of course, you know, we lost Dragapult, which was the main... Whoops, sir. Not you, sir. We have Dragapult, which was the main Surf, you know, user for this team since it's so fast. You get a Surf off really fast. You know, 142, you get really, really fast with investment. But Weavile is still very fast as well. And actually, if you look at speed tiers, we're almost as fast. Like, we're, you know, like the next super relevant Pokemon after that, which is very, very good. We come down here to 213. Where are you? There we are. 213 is Dragapult, which is very good. And then right under it, right down here, you go down a couple. Oh, still going a little bit. You know, still going. We're right around here. Where actually, what are we? 252 plus. We hit 177, which is very fast. And actually, another really relevant thing about hitting that 177, which is very fast. We lose Whimsicott and Cinderace. 184 and 188, the two most relevant, in my opinion, Pokemon. Between that and Dragapult. So, you know, in between 177 and Dragapult, we still have, we are on the same, wait, is that right? 177? No, that's not right. Because that's without the nature. 194, actually absurdly fast. So, disregard what I said about Cinderace. I don't know every speed tier perfectly. 194, I glanced right after it. 194, here we are with Weavile. The only things outspeeding us in between, honestly, not really anything. I mean, we have a couple of Scarf Pokemon, you know, but that's really it. Like, there's not much. Maybe Braviary with a max Airstream. Not too bad. Not too bad. So we're really, really fast. So that is definitely the best next Surf user that we have. So we have Surf, right? We have a fast Surf with Weavile. Really good. You can use Focus Sash. We'll probably be using Focus Sash. Colossal, of course, weakness policy, Steam Engine is the way to go. You Dynamax it or you Gigantamax it, and then you hit it with Surf, and boom, you're hitting Volcalith. Really, really strong Volcalith, really fast, and it's looking really good. So that's the next team core I like a lot. Now, what else does Weavile do? Well, it has Beat Up as well. So, you know, you can go with a Weavile-centered team of that plus Terrakion, because we still have that, or Cobalion, or even Verzian, actually, because we lose a lot of grass type. Yeah, we lose a lot of great grass type Pokemon. We lose Venusaur and Rillaboom, which were the two most important grass type Pokemon, or the most used, I mean, and Whimsicott. But you know, it usually runs like Moonblast over Energy Ball. But still, Verzian could be good because we have really great water Pokemon that are going to dominate in the format as well. We have things like Lapras Gmax, which is really good. We have Primarina, which is very, very good. We have Rotom Wash, that's very, very good. All are very bulky. All are very, very useful. Virizion kind of does a lot of damage to those, which is pretty good. What grass type physical attack do we have that's really strong? Or are you a special attacking Pokemon? No, you're not. I've never used Virizion, actually. It is actually both. But Justified only gives you attack. So, yeah, physical. Do we have Blade? Leaf Blade? We do. Okay, so, yeah, Virizion could be good. Max Overgrowths after that would just destroy Lapras. Would just destroy those Pokemon, which is very, very good. And although, in my opinion, I think the most used one, like, here for this team would be Terrakion. Although, then you are going to be really weak to those really strong water Pokemon. And we don't have things like Rillaboom in the back. Or Venusaur now. That was really weird. My door just made a noise. That was weird. Anyway, we don't have Rillaboom that we can bring in the back. So what other options do we have? Well, we have Ferrothorn, which is very good. Other good water type, or other good grass type Pokemon that we're looking for. We need other good grasses in the format. And, you know, with a lot of Pokemon, we lost all the good grass type Pokemon. So, you know, now we have this. We have Serena. That could be a good option as well. There's a lot of good, you know, Pokemon that we can use here. So let's go ahead and just filter grass. See what other guys we have. Amoonguss, of course. Amoonguss is really, really good as well, but not really good for dealing damage. So if you're up against like a Lapras team, and you know they set up like with Max Thunder, Max Lightning, and make it so they can't fall asleep, like Amoonguss doesn't really do much in that matchup as well. Lurantis maybe. Tangrowth actually could be cool. Thwackey is another really good option with Grassy Surge. That could be good. Decidueye, not really good. Delmies could be good with, you know, in a Trick Room situation could be strong. Same with Executor. That could be really good too. And we also do have Chlorophyll still in the form of, well, Executor and Lilligant. So that's cool too. So yeah, Rotomo actually as well could be a really great grass type Pokemon. So, you know, like if you use this trio of core, and obviously, you know, you have Ice Shard and stuff that you can still use here as well. Icicle Crash as well. So all of those are options to deal with grass type Pokemon for this core. But I think this core is really strong. Weavile Colossal and Weavile Terrakion, both really strong. You know, you have Beat Up, you also have Colossal. Both are really good format. Or both really, really strong things in the format. So, what else do we have? Well, I just talked about Lapras. So that's going to be the next thing we talk about. Lapras Gmax. And I wish I could just default that. But, oh, Lapras Gmax. So this is another great thing. We have Light Clay, of course, or Weakness Policy set. So you could go either way for Lapras. Lapras Gmax, Weakness Policy. You could go either way. You actually also have another Lapras Gmax option that's really cool. We have Hydration Rest. So that's another really cool option. You know, you set Rain, Hydration Rest. Could be cool. Could be cool. Although Rest, like, you know, doesn't really work for the Gmax. But we're super, super bulky. And a lot of the time when you set up with, like, a bulky Lapras using, like, Clay and stuff, it lives for a while, which is pretty cool. So I think Lapras is definitely a really strong core. A couple of other things that you can use Lapras with. We still have Dusclops, which is really cool. We saw that a lot. We still have Alcremie, which is really cool. You know, we still have things like Conkeldurr, and that, you know, that core of Lapras, Dusclops, Alcremie, Conkeldurr saw a lot of play, and I think that's a really, really good returning Archetype that we'll see a lot. Archetype. I said Archetype. An insane guy. Archetype. Really good returning Archetype is going to be Lapras. I think Lapras will dominate very, very strongly in the format, and is really good. Next, I want to talk about the thing that I think I'm going to default to for my first team, or at least one of the main teams that I'm going to be using as we go on. And it shouldn't really surprise anybody. Porygon Z. Porygon Z is absolutely insane. We have the ability, adaptability, that gives us that 2x stab. It's going to be 2x dealing stab. We're going to use Life Orb, and we're going to have very, very strong Max Quakes with, you know, Hyper Beam. Of course, unbelievably strong. I mean, it's already very strong without the Pokemon being banned. And our scariest Pokemon in our scariest matchup with this Pokemon is Tyranitar. And he got the boot. He got banned. So that's a really good matchup that we have. Now, of course, we're going to partner this Pokemon with Clefairy because it's very, very strong. We have Friend Guard, we have Eviolite, and it's going to be good. We have Follow Me. This is actually one of the only Pokemon with redirection now. We have the Clefairy line. We also have Amoonguss. And I think that's... Actually, that might be it. So let's see. Also, we have Volcarona with Rage Powder. So yeah, the Togepi line is dead. I mean, you have Togetic, which is still like an option that you can use. Let's look for Rage Powder, and then take off Follow Me because nothing gets both. So we do have Butterfree, of course. We have Tangrowth and Volcarona and Amoonguss. So actually a lot of good users for that. So we don't lack any form of redirection in this format. Still have a lot of redirection. It's still going to be very big. We have a lot of beat up and stuff, and beat up and strats like that, which is good. So yeah, Porygon, Clefairy, huge strat that I'm expecting to see a lot of. And what else do you use in that? Of course, like other offensive Pokemon, things like, you know, we still have Urshifu. You could still go with like a pseudo Trick Room engine with like Dusclops and stuff. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just go like hyper offense, use this, like Arcanine, you know, Pokemon like that. Maybe like something for Trick Room, like a Ferrothorn or a Moongus or something. You know, something like that. Something that like completes your typing. I mean, this is a really good core. Porygon Z, Clefairy, Urshifu. This would probably be the Water Gmax form. Arcanine, and then one of these two. That's a really strong core of 4. Actually, a 5. So I definitely think that's a really good option as well. So that is going to be a really good core that I think we'll see a lot. Now, new team. Let's see another core. So next we have some other forms of weather. Of course, rain seems like the most dominant weather form that we have right now because it didn't get nerfed at all while other weathers did. I mean, obviously Tyranitar Excadrill is now gone, which is one of my favorite cores in the format. It's very, very strong. We don't have it anymore, but we do have some other things that we can use. We still have Gigalith, which is good. We did lose Hippowdon, which is interesting. It's because of singles, I know, but still it's interesting. We still have Sandstream, Gigalith, with weakness policy, actually going to take the same role as Tyranitar almost entirely, just losing that dark typing, so you know, have a worse matchup against Psyspam. But newsflash, Indeedee's gone, so dark typing actually loses a little bit of its versatility in this format because of Psyspam being gone. Now, Gigalith is all well and dandy, but what do we use with it to take advantage of sand? Well, we have a bunch of options, right? Obviously, first off, this is probably the first option that I would use. Stoutland, Sand Rush. You could go with like Choice Band, or you could go with like a helpful pupper kind of build, and then just use Gigalith. Do we get Bulldoze with this? No. That would be really good if we did. Surf. We do get Surf actually, so Surf could be good too. Going for Surf, you'll take half damage from special defense, or from special attack, which is really good. Actually, let's run that calc real quick. With a physical, offensive Stoutland into weakness policy, Gigalith, common Gigalith. It's 252 HP. What was the other guy? Stoutland, with a minus special attack nature, of course, and then Surf. Which is good. It's doing 11 to 13 non-Dynamaxed. So with Dynamax and doing no damage in Sand, we are hitting only 5 to 6%. So that is definitely a very viable option in my opinion as well. So we have Gigalith, Stoutland, Surf could proc our own weakness policy, that can be good. Or you could even go with Choice Band and then you know, hitting really good damage moves like Facade. You could even max this and go for max strikes, that could be good as well. So you have a lot of options there. Some other options for Sand Rush, we have this guy, Lycanroc. We have this Lycanroc form. Do we have any other Sand Rush Pokemon that we're using a lot in the format? We don't have Dracovish there. Did what if Dracovish got banned? I mean, it essentially got banned because we don't have Prankster Tailwind now, but we do have Talonflame still, which is, you know, essentially Prankster with that. So that's pretty cool. Sandslash as well, which could be interesting. So yeah, Lycanroc, Sandslash, Stoutland. A couple of really good Pokemon there for that option as well. So that's cool. Let's talk about the next version of nerfed weather. So next we're going to be looking at Sun. So we have Ninetales still, which is really good. We have Drought, which is fine. It's fast. You set it up with Focus Sash. It's fast. It can do some damage. Not Focus Band. You know what I mean, though. Focus Sash. It's fast. It does damage. You can run it with Overheat. Just do a huge amount of damage. Or even things. It has good coverage. It has Energy Ball. I think it gets a Psychic move. It gets Size Shock. That's pretty cool. It has a good bit of coverage. I think it got Solar Beam. Yeah, Solar Beam too. So this can be a very viable set. You also have some other. You have helpful moves, right? We have moves like Helping Hand. I know, of course. Ninetales. Let's check it. So Ninetales. Nobody's using Ninetales right now. Heat Wave, of course. Will-O-Wisp as well. Dark Pulse. We get Fake Tears. Burning Jealousy. Scorching Sands. Encore. Hypnosis. Baby Doll Eyes. Dig for, like, probably not. It'd be weird. Disable. A lot of really good things that we can do with Ninetales. Now, what would we set it beside? Well, we have Lilligant, which is very good. Of course, it doesn't do a lot of damage, so this would be like a minimal damage kind of thing, but we still have Sleep Powder in that form as well. We also have Vileplume as well, that has Sleep Powder. This also has After You, so does Lilligant. Pretty much what I'm saying is, you know, Lilligant's pretty much a better Vileplume, but Vileplume does have some bulkier stats. You would probably still want to just go for Focus Sash, though, on that Pokemon as well. They both have similar special attacks, but Lilligant is faster, and that's really all it comes down to, is Lilligant's faster, and they have similar move spreads. But we do have dual typing for Vileplume as well, so you can get some powerful Sludge Bombs off as well. So you can use this Pokemon more of an attacker, I think, because this you'll just like Leaf Storm and then not be able to attack again, while Vileplume can get like Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb, you know, Sleep Powder, Protect, or something like that. So that can be a really good set as well. Other Chlorophyll users, I know we have Tangrowth as well. I talked about Executor just a little. I think that's pretty viable. We have Blossom, which could be a really good, you know, supportive setter, which is really, or a supportive user, which is really good. Maractus is interesting, but Storm Drain I think is the more interesting ability for Maractus. We also have Shiftry, which could be cool, but I don't think it's very good. Like Dark Fast Sucker Punch is good, or like Sucker Punch is good on the Pokemon, as well as like just like fast Leaf Blades and stuff could be cool. But our attack's at 100, and it's not doing that much damage. Maybe like Choice Band could be cool. Choice Band Chlorophyll, that could be neat. So yeah, a good couple of options there. We also have what's the one guy called? Leafeon, which is cool with Chlorophyll, so that's a good option as well. And of course we have Charizard, Charizard Gmax, Charizard regular, probably Charizard Gmax with Solar Power Life Orb, just doing huge damage. So I definitely see that as a core that will still be used a lot. Like Ninetales Charizard Lilligant is definitely a pretty practical core in my opinion. I think it's faster. You know, we don't have Torkoal being like unbelievably slow now, but that kind of takes away the Trick Room engine, so now it's not going to be Sun Room very frequently. It's just going to be like Sun Team pretty much. So that's good. Let's talk about the last nerfed weather, and by nerfed weather here I don't mean nerfed at all, because it didn't get nerfed. We have Alolan Ninetales. Now we have a couple of other options for setting Snow Warning. We have Vanillix as well, which is cool. I like Vanillix a lot, and also Abomasnow, but I think Abomasnow is the worst one here. I think that's it for Snow Warning. All we get here, yep. So we have those three. I think this is the two that we're going to lean at the most, mostly due to Aurora Veil. Actually, does Abomasnow get Aurora Veil? I don't think it does, right? Oh, it does. So that's cool. This has that 4 times weakness to fire, though. We do lose a lot of good fire types Pokemon. We lose Cinderace, which isn't always a fire type Pokemon, but it does a lot of the time carry fire. And we also lost Incineroar, which is really good, and Torkoal, actually. So we lose a lot of the good fire type Pokemon, but I think Arcanine is still going to be very, very sought after Pokemon. So, you know, Abomasnow losing to Heat Wave is pretty unfortunate, but you could run Sash, you know, of course, but these Pokemon both offer a faster faster Pokemon for that. You know, Dual Blizzard is good. We can see Ninetales or Vanillix with Inteleon again. I think that'll be something that you could definitely use. We have Hurricane on this Pokemon. Not Hurricane. What was the aerial? Was it Aerial Ace? No, it was Air Slash. I have Air Slash. So we have, you know, Alolan Ninetales and Inteleon with Dual Blizzard if you want, or going for that Air Slash, or even just Snipe Shot and just holding your Dynamax. So that's definitely good as well. I think that's pretty cool. And of course we have Slush Rush users as well, which is pretty cool. We have the Sandslash Alola, of course, and then we also have these two, which is cool, but we don't have them hidden ability yet. So it's really just Beartic and Sandslash Alola for this. Most likely Sandslash Alola, because we have that Steel Roller, which is really powerful. You know, very good. You can break down, it becomes an amazing max move, but it also breaks terrains, which I think will be less likely to see, but there's still some terrains that I think are really good. Speaking of, let's talk into the next core. VGC 2020, we're going to add Alolan Raichu. Now, this is a core that we've been using a little bit on the channel, as you would know if you are a watcher. Subscribe and like and comment and do all those things right now. Boom. Shameless plug right in the middle. Anyway, so we have Pinsir with Electric Surge here, and then we also have Raichu with Surge Surfer, doubling your speed when the terrain is set. So we still have this combo, which is really good. We do lose our Expanding Force combo, though, since we lose Indeedee, and no longer do we have an access to that. But I think it's still pretty viable to use this Pokemon, especially if you Dynamax it. Then you can use Expanding Force to set your own terrain, and then Expanding Force if you still stay survived. But I don't think we're gonna, so we're probably gonna be using Psychic in that place, and then using probably Focus Sash, not really Dynamaxing it, especially since we have Rising Voltage. Dual Rising Voltage here can be really strong, and it's pretty cool. This guy gets like stuff like Surf as well. That's not that. Surf. Oh my, can I type? Do I know how to type Surf? Do I know how to spell Surf? Probably not. Anyway, we have Raichu and Prankster as another really cool core. Now, what all have we talked about? So we talked about Rain, we talked about Beat Up and Colossal. Both of those can be different cores. They don't have to be the same core. We also have Lapras, of course, PZ, which I think is, you know, one of the figureheads of the format. We have nerfed Sand. We have nerfed Sun. We have Hail. We have Pinsirchin, Raichu. Now, is there anything else that I'm missing? Oh, Trick Room. Of course, we have Trick Room still. We lost Porygon 2, but we still have Dusclops. So we still have this insane Pokemon that is one of the best Trick Room setters. We have Frisk, which is an amazing ability. We have Eviolite, which is an amazing item. And Trick Room, which is an amazing, strategy. So that's really good. We still have Pokemon like Rhyperior. Of course, we have Gastrodon. We have Ferrothorn. We still have a lot of really good Pokemon that can be used for hard Trick Room. Not even just those Pokemon. We have just like generic Pokemon that are like good middle speeding still. We have things like Corviknight. We have Pokemon like, what else? I have a little list of stuff here. Politoed likes that still. Of course, you can use a pseudo team with that. Other good Trick Room Pokemon. There's good Trick Room Pokemon. Gigalith likes Trick Room as well. So that's cool. A lot of really good little cores that I still think are really good. Conkeldurr, of course. So a lot of really cool little cores that we still have, and Trick Room is one of them, mostly due to Dusclops, and also Rhyperior. And Rhyperior likes this format a lot because Rillaboom got hit, and Rillaboom is the reason Rhyperior trended down so bad. I mean, that Pokemon dropped off. You know, it was top 10, and then top 100 if on a good day with Rillaboom. So now that we lost that, you know, we still have like solid rock weakness policy strats. We have Bulldoze on this, so you can just Trick Room and then Bulldoze. It's great. We still have Dragalge as well. This is a Pokemon that I've been covering a lot on my channel, using adaptability weakness policy, although you're probably not going to want to use, Dusclops and Rhyperior, or Dusclops and Dragalge. You'll want one of the two with Dusclops, if that makes sense. I think I said that wrong in my head, right there, but oh well. It's fine. Trick Room is still good. So, that is going to be Trick Room. Next, we have another core here. We have Durant still. Like, Durant, I don't even know what happened to Durant. He was just chilling, and now he's gone. But now he's back. We still have Hustle Durant, crazy powerful. If you don't know what Hustle does, it gives you 1.5 times damage, but then you only have 0.8 times accuracy, which is really bad. But with Dynamax, you have 101 accuracy all the time, so it just gives you that 1.5 times damage all the time. You also have Life Orb to give it 1.3 times, and then Stab for 1.5 times. You just stack benefit on benefit on benefit on buff on buff on buff, and make Durant do a lot of damage. That is the play. Durant is going to be really strong, I think, and we still have the really powerful core of Durant Milotic. This kind of, deters, intimidate. You have to buff Milotic to debuff Durant, and then Durant is just like goes away from Hustle. Its attack is still really strong. Its base attack is 109, which isn't like crazy or anything, but it's solid. And with Life Orb, Stab, and Hustle, it's insane. And then if you get intimidated, it's still like decent. You also have Max Steel Spike to benefit your Milotic, and then if they intimidate you, you have a +2 Milotic dealing out huge damage, and then a +1 defense after 1 Max Steel Spike. So that's really good. I think Durant Milotic is still going to be a very, very used core, and I'm excited to see that as we continue, because that was one of my favorite cores when we started off, and I got a lot of success with it on ladder and on ranked and stuff, and it did really well in certain tournaments. Benji Wang took the Durant to second place at a regional. I don't remember what regional. I think it was Dallas, but yeah, Durant is really, really strong. So I definitely foresee Durant still being really big in the meta. Next core. Yes, this is going to be a long video. Thank you so much for watching if you're still here. We're still in the video. We have more options still. We have Comfy. So this is something that's been getting a lot of buzz recently. Comfy Gudra. Really good. It's very strong. We have Sap Sipper, so you can attack it with, your flower. This is in the flower veil. Triage. Gives you priority on your attacks. We have Floral Healing here as well, which is really good, so you can heal up your Gudra as well, which is cool. We also have whatever the other healing. Wait, do we use Floral Healing? Yeah, we use Floral Healing, Draining Kiss, I think, to activate our weakness policy. And then what was the grass move? What's the grass move that does the thing? Oh well, I forget it. Anyway, yeah, we have Comfy Goodra, which is very, very strong for a lot of reasons. Also, Sap Sipper is really strong against Rillaboom, and but we lose Rillaboom, but we still have a Moongus, and Sap Sipper makes it so you ignore the Sleep Powder or Spore, and so that's very, very good to have, since I think a Moongus will be on a lot of teams. The Pokemon's really strong. It's a great counter to Trick Room if you're not running a Trick Room team. It's also great under Trick Room. Trick Room Spore can be a very, very valuable asset, and it's good. So Sap Sipper is good. Also, just Goodra weakness policy in general. Dynamaxing, and then it's a very strong Pokemon. So it's definitely a good out, or definitely a good Pokemon. Also, we have Lapras Gmax that can be on that team. Comfy can heal it up as well as activate its weakness policy with a pretty minimal damage move. So, this is a really good triad core that I think we'll see a lot as, at the beginning of the format and a lot as we move through the format as well. So that's very good. Other cores that we have, I think that's about it that I have for cores. Who was this? Who made this? Desu, I think it was Desu VGC. Great player. Dave Cagnetta. I suck at pronouncing things. But yeah, Dave Cagnetta. He is a great player. Great player. And he talked about a couple of cores today. I'm thinking of the wrong player. I don't remember who made this post. So I'm sorry that I can't remember who made this post. But somebody made a tweet today, and it had a couple of cores. A couple that I knew, Lapras Primarina cores, PZ Hyper Offensive, of course, stuff like that. But he did also mention GAC, which, if you don't know, is a... I don't know if this is something that has seen play in the past. Probably not, because Corviknight is new. Maybe it was something that, like a core that was seeing a little bit of play at the beginning of the format. But it stands for Gastrodon, Arcanine, and Corviknight. Now, essentially, it's pretty good. You have Gastrodon cover your Arcanine. You also have Gastrodon cover your Corviknight. Actually, it doesn't really cover it that well, but still, it is there. Corviknight here to deter Intimidate, which is really good. This is a really good core. I don't know exactly why, but it's pretty generic. It's really good stuff, and yeah, I mean, we lose a lot of our good generic Pokemon as we move on. This is the best Intimidator, most likely. Corviknight is one of our best deterrents from Intimidate, and Gastrodon is hugely good now because we don't have any good, like grass type Pokemon now. Obviously, we still have some good grass Pokemon. We talked about that a little bit, but yeah, we took a huge hit. Rillaboom going from most used Pokemon to banned immediately. It's huge. So yeah, GAC is another option that we can try. Now, we do still have the ARF core as well, which is something that saw a lot of play in the beginning, which stands for Arcanine, Rotom Wash, and Ferrothorn. So that's still something we have, not Ferroseed. Ferrothorn. So this is still a really good core that we have as well. Arcanine, Rotom, Ferrothorn. It gives you that, fire, water, grass core, which is very strong. It gives you a bulky water, a bulky grass type, and a bulky fire. And then the other Pokemon that you use are very offensive. It'll typically be... I'm trying to think of what the early ones were. A lot of them had like Togekiss, Dragapult, which we can't use anymore. What else was on those teams? I don't remember. It was a while ago. But yeah, this is a very strong core. So our core is still here. Arcanine, Rotom, Wash, and Ferrothorn are still here. So that's really good. So we have a lot of really good little cores here that we can talk about. All of these are really strong. So let's go through them one more time. So we have Rain, we have Beat Up, we have Colossal, we have Lapras, we have PZ, we have Sand, Nerf Sand, Nerfed Sun, we have Hail, we have Electric Terrain, we have Raichu, Electric Terrain with Raichu, we have Trick Room, which is very good, we have Durant, Milotic, Comfy Goodra, Lapras, we have GAC, we have ARF, very solid cores in general. Now let's talk about a couple more Pokemon in general here, just Pokemon that I think are going to perform very well this format. So we have a couple here that I think are very strong in the format. So first one that I want to talk about is Hydregan. Now this is a Pokemon that I thought that was going to see, I thought was going to see a lot of play, and then ended up not seeing a whole lot of play, mostly due to Dragapult. Almost 100% due to Dragapult. We have very fast choice Scarf, which is very good. We have a lot of fake out or fake tears potential with Pokemon as well. You know, being it used to be like Whimsicott Hydregan could be a good lead, but now, you know, we have fake tears. We have Grimmsnarl, which could make that good. Sylveon actually, but it's not fast, so whatever. We're really looking for Prankster fake tears, which is Grimmsnarl, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's very strong. That's definitely something that I foresee being a pretty solid teammate as we move on in the future. Now, we also have some Hustle Pokemon. Hustle is good. That is the Durant ability that gives you 1.5 times damage, which I think is really good. We have a couple of really strong users here. Dracozolt being the figurehead of those. So we have Hustle, you know, Max Dracozolt. We have Aerial Ace on this Pokemon, so you have form of speed control with that. We have Max Wormwind. We have Electric Terrain to make Amoonguss not be able to sleep us. So that is really good as well. I think Dracozolt has a lot of potential in the format as well. Now, Duraladon is another Pokemon that I think has a lot of potential in the format. This is not really something that, you know, was bad and now is good, which is kind of what I'm talking about, but I still think Duraladon is a really strong pick in the format. Obviously, we lose Whimsicott, so Whimsicott Duraladon, you know, took a big hit, but I think Duraladon is still just a good Pokemon in general, and yeah, it's pretty good. And it does pretty well against Porygon Z, which I think is a big, you know, you have to have something for Porygon Z on your team, essentially. Pokemon that I think are really strong, also Sylveon. I think Sylveon gets a pretty big buff. Losing Excadrill is big. We still have Durant, of course, in the format, which is, you know, pretty bad, but Sylveon has a pretty good time in the format now. I think, you know, of course, we have Throat Spray, or, you know, Pixie Plate, Life Orb, anything like that, and then we have Pixelate. So you just get to stack damage. You turn all of your normal type moves, so things like Hyper Beam, we now have a really, really strong stab move. We also have Hyper Voice to hit spread damage, very, very strong with Pixelate, Throat Spray, or, you know, Life Orb, Choice Specs, you know, Pixie Plate, any of those. So I think Sylveon is a great, great, great contender for the format as well. I already talked about Gastrodon returning as a great Pokemon. Definitely very, very strong Pokemon in the format. Something I would like to shine light on, Bisharp and Braviary. I think Arcanine is going to take over. It's going to be one of the most used Pokemon, if not the most used Pokemon in the format. So having something like Bisharp or Braviary is very, very good for your physical teams. Things like Terrakion, you know, like we have a lot of really strong physical attacking Pokemon in the format, and Bisharp, Braviary can be good for deterring that. Braviary also has speed control. Bisharp has Sucker Punch. We lost Knockoff too, right? Yeah, so, you know, we lost some stuff, but Defiant is going to be a very, very strong, ever-prevalent ability, so that's good. Let's go ahead and delete all of these Pokemon out of here so we can refill that with some more good Pokemon. So, next one I want to talk about, Redirection. We already talked about this just a little. I think Butterfree is very good, especially Dusclops Butterfree, Bronzong Butterfree, anything like that is definitely good. We have a lot of Rage Powder Pokemon. Like I was saying, we have Amoonguss, Volcarona, and I think Tangrowth could shine as well. So that's, you know, a lot of good options there. Pokemon that have Intimidate. Intimidate is something that I think is good. We lose Incineroar, but we have Arcanine still. We lose Gyarados. We have Crocodile and Scrafty, Hitmontop. Even Luxray could perform well, I think. Quillfish could be good with Colossal since it has Intimidate. It also has Surf and Aqua Jet. All could be, you know, a very good tool for that Pokemon. We have Stoutland, which is good. We have Tauros that I made a video on recently, and I think it's, you know, not bad of a Pokemon. So I think that's good options as well. Having a lot of things that have Intimidate are very, very good. Prankster Pokemon. There is still a lot of good Prankster Pokemon. I know that, you know, of course, Whimsicott kind of took the figurehead position of that, mostly due to Tailwind. Prankster Tailwind is really powerful, but we still have Grimmsnarl, which is very good. Screens with Prankster is very good. Prankster T-Wave, Prankster Taunt, very good stuff. We have Meowstic as well, Prankster T-Wave, Screens, Taunt, very good Pokemon as well. We have Klefki, Leopard, and Sableye. All three are very, very good in my opinion. All three could shine in this format as well. So I think all those are pretty good. Is that about it? Oh, Volcarona also has Rage Powder. I think that's it. I think that's all that I wanted to cover today. Good Steel type Pokemon. We have Corviknight still. We have Duraladon and of course the Ferrothorn that I was talking about earlier. General defensive Pokemon, supportive stuff. We have Clefairy, the Arcanine, Amoonguss, a lot of good waters still. We have a lot of good grass type Pokemon, a lot of good steel type Pokemon. Grass type, a little lackluster now. We lost Rillaboom, but we still have Pharaoh, which is very good. Of course, we still have Pharaoh, which is good. We have Amoonguss. And then for offensive, we have Virizion, which I was talking about, that I think could actually be pretty good. Something else. There was something else I wanted to... Oh, yeah, Rotomo. I'm a big fan of Rotomo, and I think, in a format where we only have a couple of really good grass offensive Pokemon, I think Rotomo could be really good. Especially with Lapras, Fake Tears, Leaf Storm, just pop the Lapras like it's just gone. So that's very good too. Anyway, I think that about sums up the video. It's really long. I know I'm here at 40 minutes. So thank you so much for watching if you're still here. Let's talk about it. Go down to the comments and, give me your opinion on anything you think of, anything I missed. If there's any general strategies that you want to go for early game, definitely let me know. I'm going to be testing all this stuff on the channel, of course. We have 2 months of this, so, expect a couple of videos a week of, theory crafting, battling with these teams. I have a couple of things that I'm going to start getting lined up for battling with people, best of 3s and stuff. For this format, potentially before the format swifts or changes, so that we can, as a whole community, understand the format a little bit better, because this is the first time that, a ban list has really resulted out of anything. So I'd love to hear your opinion. I'd love to hear, what you think, any new cores that are coming up that I missed, anything like that. I think all of these are very, very viable early game teams, early game concepts. If you want to go ahead and look over this one last time, all of the Pokemon that we talked about, I think there's a lot of really good Pokemon in the format still. And even though we lost a lot of really good Pokemon, still a lot of good cores. A lot of things went untouched. A lot of things barely slid by. Things like Amoonguss. I'm looking at you, Amoonguss. You barely got past there. Dusclops, Arcanine. You guys, I'm surprised you made it, but we made it, so we're good. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. It really does. And yeah, I'd love to hear your opinion. So comment something. Bye.